Welcome to Climate News. I'm Dylan Marshall. Today we have a discussion concerning the moral and practical issues about trying to preserve polar bears through genetic modifications. With our expert panel of scientists, we will discuss the practical problems of these new scientific breakthroughs. With us today, we have renowned scientist Pablo, who genetically modified the polar bear, Juan, to be able to drive in warmer climates. He has not yet released his polar bear to the wild. He is with us today, as well as renowned activist Dr. Ng, who has argued for a reduction to carbon emissions to save the polar bear's original climate rather than adopt it to a new ecosystem. Here is an overview of Mr. Perez's work.
Please explain the operation behind the genetic process.
So basically what I did, Mr. Castle, is that I took a deer's skin cell and I took one of its genes that helps it live in warmer weather. I took it away using restriction enzymes. Then I placed this gene into a polar bear embryo so that the polar bear could live in a warmer climate. After doing this and the polar bear taking the new gene, I was fairly certain that the polar bear was going to live and be able to live in a warmer climate.
So you chose to genetically modify a polar bear. Could you explain why you chose a polar bear rather than a dog or any other animal?
Of course. I believe that polar bears have a very interesting symbolic importance to mankind due to their representation of the exoticness of the Arctic. And due to climate change and changing weathers, they are in danger of extinction, and I want to prevent that.
That's a good answer. Were there any big problems you could see that happened during the process, or any problems there could have been?
If the DNA was not implanted correctly, then it was possible that the embryo would lead to a deformed or possibly dead polar bear. Of course, we had to take these chances because if this went well, then we could save the entire polar bear species, and thank God everything went all right.
Thank you for the interview, Dr. Price.
You're welcome, Mr. Castle.
Although this process can be life-saving for the polar bears, some people criticize GMOs in animals. People like Justin believe that humans shouldn't intervene with an organism's natural process.
So, Dr. Ng, what makes you against the idea of GMOs in animals?
The idea of GMOs in animals, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. The idea that humans can intervene with the evolution of animals. Evolution is supposed to happen over hundreds and thousands of years, not just within one generation.
Do you suppose there are any threats with polar bears being able to live and thrive in a warmer temperature?
Oh yes, there are a few. For instance, let's say these warm climate polar bears start to eat up seals in the area of British Columbia where they might be hanging out to. Sharks also live in British Columbia, and that will result in polar bears and sharks competing for the same prey. It's a situation that's never happened before.
Do you believe GMOs can be beneficial in our plant food though?
There are benefits to modifying food though. To make our fruits larger, we have polyploidy, which gives the fruits a 3N chromosome, thus making it larger. In some cases, GMOs can be used to solve hunger.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Ng. It was very nice talking to you today.
Thank you. So today we have Dr. Perez and Dr. Ng with us in the studio for a debate. Dr. Perez, should this polar bear be released into the wild?
Yes, I believe one should be released into the wild because he will save all the polar bears that we know and love.
I disagree with you. Although the polar bears may be saved because of Juan, he can also cause problems to the other species too.
Go.
After Juan is released into the wild, how long will it take until all the polar bears contain the deer gene?
Well, the truth is that Juan is only one of the hundreds of polar bears out there. It could be around a few hundred years until all polar bear offspring have the gene. However, with global warming, it could be shorter since those who don't contain the gene may die.
So far, the U.S. doesn't have any laws against GMOs in animals. Will you take into consideration not releasing Juan into the wild?
Obviously, I will take this into consideration because...
Thank you for your time. Do you think the polar bear should be released into the wild?